Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Deshaun Watson with a masterful performance today. Completing.
Happy ending, dude.
Yep. He gets his happy ending, completing 20 of 24 lawsuits. Moving on to the next round, right? He took down 20 out of 24. Now he's in the final stages of the champion of the league.
He was able to advance on. He beat Tony Busby. Now he's going on to the NFL. He's playing them in the Super Bowl.
Well, he's got 4 more lawsuits to defeat or settle, and then he's got to take on the NFL. So, if for those of you playing the Deshaun Watson game at home on your Xbox, you've made it past level 1 now. Pretty tough level, but he took care of it all in one action. Apparently this deal has been on the table for a long time, but Deshaun Watson didn't want to settle with the plaintiffs.
Yeah, because he wanted to see if he can get it through court, but the problem is everyone's suing. It's like, well,
no, originally he wanted to get it all done at once. He wanted all 24 to settle, but apparently these last 4 women are real holdouts, which they want, understandably, they want that money. They want that green.
I mean, dude, $250 million guaranteed. I want a piece of that pie. If I could see Deshaun Watson's member, hey, you better be paying me at least 1% of that.
This kind of lends credence, though, to the 4 holdouts, right? Like, they're like, oh, this dude's settled, so he probably is going to lose in court, is what they're thinking.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that not necessarily doesn't mean, just settling doesn't necessarily mean an admission of guilt or innocence. However, he probably made them all sign NDAs. Yep. And I want to ask you a question, Tree. What amount of money would you accept to, say, jerk off Deshaun Watson?
Oh,
how much would it take for you to?
Dude, I mean, dude, are we talking like I actually have to, I have to swallow, or do I have
No. There would be no consumption. I'm just saying maybe just at HJ, just to some type of completion. How much money would it take?
I don't want to fleece him. I probably say what, 250, 300,000?
300,000 that's it for you?
Really? I mean, do you think it'd be more? Think I should hold out for more?
You would settle out of court with an NDA for 300,000. Remember, there is an NDA involved.
So there's an NDA, so I'm not going to make that much.
Right. I'm just saying, 300,000. Yeah, I guess everyone has a price. I'd be around there too.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I want enough to be able to maybe, help take a chunk out of the mortgage, throw it into retirement fund, stuff like that. Do some improvements around the house. That's what I'm thinking. I'm not super greedy. I'd love to make $5 million off it, but that's not reasonable.
For a beach or something like that. I'm going over $1 million. You got to give me 7.
If I had to do a hardcore beach, I'm doing 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 million. Fuck that.
Ooch wants 3%. Ooch, you got to come in here, Ooch. Hold on, we need Ooch tonight.
Oh, jeez. If we're doing this,
would take.
If we're doing 3% of the contract, I want equity in any of the companies that he owns. Fuck that.
Hold on. I'll send. If Ooch wants to join, he can join.
Oh, jeez.
But 3% is a lot. What's 3% of 250 million?
That's about 6%, $6 million.
$6 million for a
$7.5 million.
Here's the
Yeah.
thing.
$7.5 million.
Fucking dudes do that shit for free all the time, every day, right? You think you're worth $6 million?
Usually consensual in that regard.
You better give the best fucking BJ ever for $6. That's what's unsettling about
Well,
this.
what do you think your popsicles are for? It's for prepping people for BJs. That's all it is.
You think a popsicle is the same as a peen in your mouth? You think that's the same?
There have been women that have gone on talent shows and sucked popsicles.
What
and it's like,
shows are you watching?
No, it was like some gag thing from like a long marathon show. Like they were talking about the most outrageous moments in game show history, and it was just two women sucking popsicles on a talent show. They were pretty good.
You want $6 million? The Gong Show that happened. There was a show called the Newlywed Show, and the question was, name the weirdest place that you've had sex, and the wife said, in the ass on live TV. Like, other people were like, they were like, in the car. They were like, at my mom's house, and she was like, in the butthole was the weirdest place we've had sex. In my ear.
With three men underneath the high school stadium.
Listen, man, Deshaun Watson. Listen, that's the thing, is like, he's got to be angry, because if one of these gals did really jerk him off and it was consensual, and now he has to give her $300,000.
Yeah, it's kind
to
of
give
BS,
horrible
hush money.
Yeah,
hush money.
To give a horrible hand job. What if she was bad at it? You know. Anyways, we're demonetized. I'm just saying, this is all a bad look for Deshaun.
We're talking about, this is why nobody sponsors this program. I know you talk about, we should get sponsors for the show. We can do that stuff. Nobody's sponsoring this.
I don't want about sponsors. I want to talk about sucking dick every show. Okay.
What's the difference, right?
right. I'm either going to actually suck dick or I'm going to talk about it. What do you believe in? All right,
I believe what puts food on the table. That's what I believe.
Had to get his setup. We're gonna have a fun night tonight.
Oh boy.
What up?
So how much you gonna jerk off Deshaun Watson for?
Hey, look.
Let's bust out some menu.
Give me 3%, and I jerk him off once a month for the whole season.
Do you think? Here's the thing. Do you think that his lawyer had a menu? When he was trying to settle this, he was like, all right, let's go down the list here. All right, you did a hand job. You did a facial. All right, that's 400,000.
All separate checks.
Oh yeah, you only get 100,000 because he did the towel trick. You sucked his dick. That's $1 million right there. Like, do you think they had an itinerary going down for this settlement? Based on,
I mean, if you think about it, because they failed at that settlement twice before, because he wanted everybody to settle. He didn't want to just, you know what I mean? He didn't want, 90%. He wanted all of them. I think each time that settlement failed, it went up 100,000.
Yeah. The pressure kept getting to him, and he was.
And now he's now he's hearing the NFL is thinking about not letting you even play until these cases are done. And now he's like, shit, fuck it, 20, I'll take 20. We'll try and figure out the rest later in a month or so.
Those last 4 holdouts, they must have gotten it in the ass or something. Like something.
They want 300 each. I'm betting.
You think it's that much or that little? They probably want $1 million.
Well, you know what? It's probably $1 million. Yeah, they probably want $1 million.
They must.
Honestly, I was thinking if they really stretched him out, they could have held out. And he would have had to pay all of them $1 million each, $1.5 million each. That's really because he didn't take what he could early.
Yeah,
they were talking about 50 to 75,000.
They must have had weak cases though. It must have been like, his towel fell off, right? Do you really deserve 75,000?
It must have been him asking if she could give him a hand job.
Right. Him just
he had texts.
I would take 75
because the original accuser was going to take 75,000. Which means he ain't do shit.
Right. He likely didn't do much, but right now I would take 75 grand for Deshaun Watson. Just text me, bro. Just text me.
I
I'll
mean,
say
that would
no.
have been easy.
Yeah, that's easy. Text me.
That would have been easy. I can't believe that. I guess I didn't know about the number, the dollar amount of the original attempts to settle, because that kind of changes how I look at it now. I'm like, bro, you're tripping. You should have tried to get that done immediately. You wouldn't have had 20-something other women coming out, and it would have been over with.
Allegedly, the dollar amount was 100,000 each for the 2022 or whatever, the first 22. So that would have been 2.2 million. He'd be done. He should have rolled that dice. You know he has it in the bank, right? Unless he's terrible with his money.
Even if he ain't got it, he can get a loan for it. He'll get a loan.
Right. Jack Easterby or whoever. Jimmy Haslam. Jimmy Haslam would sell off some illegal stock and put it in some trust for him. And just be like, oh, Deshaun, don't worry about it. You win us the Super Bowl, we don't give a shit.
We got you, buddy. You're our guy.
What's going to be even funnier is when Watson finally gets on the field and Cleveland wins 5 games. That is going to be the funniest shit.
It will be brilliant, dude. We in Pittsburgh would celebrate that like we won the Super Bowl.
That would be the most Cleveland thing that could happen.
That would be the funniest, like the most ironic thing. Like Deshaun Watson, like not only do they only win 5 games, he's also horrible as well.
He gets injured.
Or he gets hurt. He gets hurt in like game 3 when they're 3-0. Game 4 when they're 3-0, and from there it's just a slide into fucking the abyss. Then he retires.
Right. Yeah, he tears his ACL.
Then Baker Mayfield's drinking a Mai Tai out on the beach. It's like, fuck you, assholes.
That would just be.
I'll tell you one thing. Deshaun Watson is going to be a speaker at the Rookie Symposium in less than 2 years. I guarantee it.
You got to have a fall guy.
Hey,
no, he needs to have a fall girl.
He's like, listen. You got to have a guy with the jizz mop, okay? You got to mop up the jizz so that the area is clean and you can just get out of there. Yeah. You need to hire my guy, Rusty Hardin, as your lawyer.
2 words, man. Escort service. That's your friend.
When I went to the Rookie Symposium, my rookie year, it was like Michael Vick, Ray Lewis, and fucking some cat from the Oakland Raiders. These guys were just telling the stories of just self-destruction. I'm like, geez, like, I guess this is part of y'all's rehabilitation now. You got to come tell us how fucked up you were. So that we remember that. Now, that's what he's a cautionary tale for every player that ever comes into the NFL from this point forward.
Mm-hmm.
I bet you woke up in London that morning and were like, fuck, they're going to drag me to the Rookie Symposium.
That Rookie Symposium was wild. They gave us like a box of condoms. Everybody got a box of condoms.
What?
Damn.
What blows my mind about that is everybody sits through that shit, and then as soon as that probably ends, they're like, where are we going to party tonight?
Yeah.
That's what Deshaun did.
Strip club.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like, all right, let's fuck up, but not fuck up like that. Okay.
Yeah, let's fuck up, but no felony.
Yeah. We've been fucking up this whole time.
Misdemeanors maximum.
Fucked up, but let's just not fuck up. Okay. That's how me and my friends were in college. It's like, we're not going to do anything really stupid.
Yeah. Like, as long as it's just like pissing on like a brick wall or,
only
disorderly conduct.
Only the things that you can get a bail for, and you won't get like you won't be a felon. You won't have felony status. So it has to be misdemeanors through and through. Like maybe like petty vandalism if you kick somebody's rearview mirror off. I've seen that happen before.
I mean, the worst you can do, right? DUI is getting you dinged hard because that's making the news, right? DUI is getting
anything that makes the news, you're fucked in the NFL. Because what they're going to do is the very next day, as soon as you get out of jail, there's going to be somebody come drug test you.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got to go fly down to some center to go get evaluated. And then you're going to find out what the NFL is going to do after that.
Right. Domestic violence, you getting called in. Like that's
yeah.
anytime. Like it could be misdemeanor. It could be just like a minor assault, but
battery. It don't even matter if it's
it's
your spouse. You getting the pink slip.
It's zero tolerance, especially after Ray Rice.
Yeah,
they're going hard on that shit.
And the crazy thing is sometimes shit, it could be just somebody crazy that is alleging you of that, and you're in trouble. Like people,
isn't that what happened to the running back from Washington?
Right.
Darius Geis. I think
Darius Geis.
No, Geis was kind of a piece of shit though.
Yeah,
so.
I think you're talking about like
charges.
Oh no, I know Zeke
somebody else
was never charged with a crime.
I know
Jaron
Nate
Reed was
Newton.
never charged. Trying to think who else. Jeff Gladney. Gladney might have
Gladney. Right. Apparently
Ruggs is going to be on that. Is going to be
he is
his story is going to be a symposium fucking presentation.
Yes.
Yeah.
He won't be there because he's done.
He won't be there because he'll be in prison.
Yeah. But they'll be like, all right.
He'll be out in like maybe 40, 50 years. And once he's out, he'll be like, don't be me, kids. You fucked. I fucked.
Last I saw on his case, there was something going on there where they may not admit his blood work as evidence. They may not be
lawyers are so slick.
Which might get him off.
That's bullshit.
I think he'll get like some second-degree manslaughter and then maybe do 2 years.
He'll be in at least like
he'll get sentenced to 2 years in jail and then do 6 months. 6 months and he'll be quietly released. Because I mean, it's really hard to prove that he intended to kill that person.
He didn't intend to.
Yeah,
he was drunk.
It was reckless.
Right. It's hard to prove that
it's voluntary manslaughter.
Which is bullshit. He killed. I think he should get 2 years for the dog. Honestly,
I agree.
Obviously, a young woman died, but it should be 2 for the woman and then 2 more for the dog. That's
5 years. 5 years.
If you think about it like this, if he's not Henry Ruggs, he's likely getting 8 to 10 years.
Oh yeah,
and he'll do like 4 or 5.
Yeah,
and get out.
Yeah,
because he's Henry Ruggs, and his lawyers are going to find a way to. I mean, if they're like I said, I just heard this in passing, hearing them speak about it, but they're like, they're not going to admit the his blood work for evidence. So shit, you can't even say he was drunk.
Yeah, but the prosecution can still show the tape and just be like, yeah,
all that beautiful bean footage.
It don't matter. It's going to knock off a year or 2. They're just being obtuse so that they can get a plea, probably. That'd be the smart thing.
Trying to get a good plea.
Plea it down to like 2 and then 6 in good behavior. Red Rhino 49 says, congrats, USFL. You were the first spring football league in the past couple of years to survive a full season. Who won that shit? Who won the USFL champion? I wasn't paying attention.
I don't think they've played the championship yet. They played the regular season.
USFL championship. They have a bracket now. Okay.
Yep. I think like the top 4.
See, the football, like spring football is exciting, and then you lose your fire.
I think the problem is, like, I mean, it was the first like week or 2 was like all right, and it's just like after that's like, eh. Like the only thing I've really paid attention to with the USFL was, the dude who got cut for chicken salad instead of pizza.
Yeah, and the football is just not as good as the NFL.
Well, the football was bad because like the kickers couldn't make an accurate kick, and I don't know if it was because of the tech in the football or what.
What they need is robotic assistance. Like they need like cannons on the shoulder pads or some type of boosting in the players so that they can like remember slam ball with the trampolines and shit. They need some type of shit. Like they need areas on the football field.
They need to infuse football with technology.
Maybe
create a dome around the field so cats can run up the dome.
No,
do backflips off that shit.
Is the catapult from the aircraft carrier to launch 2 receivers on either side pre-snap so that the quarterback can choose which one he wants to loft it to. He's like, all right, we get to play our catapult play right here. Y'all remember slam ball where they would fucking jump on the trampolines? The rim was like this fat. It was like a bird. All the way around.
They need to do like some American Gladiators type shit.
Did you see Mark Rober's latest video where he gets shot by? He basically does a cribs tour of his new lab, And what's the gladiator's name? That was Storm or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
He's there with the t-shirt cannon, just shooting him with the thing in him. Anyways, all right. Tucker White 94. Time after time, including Saturday, showed Fox has major quality problems. At what point do the heads of Daytona take issue with Fox's decline? Yeah, a lot of the NASCAR YouTubers were complaining about Fox's broadcasting. And Spartan Wynn says, congratulations to the Pittsburgh Maulers for doing the impossible and managing to dethrone the Pirates as the worst sports team in Pittsburgh. Enjoy all the chicken salad you want.
That's the thing, though. I don't consider them a Pittsburgh team because they're not here. Everyone bitches about the attendance. But, I mean, I consider them based out of Birmingham right now because they don't actually play in Pittsburgh.
What?
Well, remember, the USFL, they have all their games in Birmingham.
Oh.
Yeah.
All their games?
Wow.
All their games are in Birmingham. Yep. That's why they've had no attendance for most of their games.
Go anywhere?
Well, I think it's like to save money, especially early on, because travel's their biggest expense. So that's been their thing. Like, they play all their games in Birmingham. So the only games that have any sort of attendance are the ones involving the Birmingham Stallions. Everyone else is it's a Pittsburgh team, but it's not really because you don't play here.
Yeah, it comes up. Yep.
So this is the beta. This is the beta version of
and they're playing in Canton for the playoffs.
This is the beta.
Protective Stadium. That's the name.
The early release for early access version.
Mm-hmm.
I did not know that. I was like, oh, because the one thing that I guess it was the XFL had going on, like when they played in Washington, they would do that beer thing with all the cups, right? Like every fan base has
they were already starting their own traditions.
Right. Every fan base has something unique to them. But I guess that's smart. They kept the league afloat by saving money.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It saves them money. And you have to remember the last two times, it kind of fell apart.
If there was one NFL stadium to play all NFL games in, what stadium would that be?
FedEx Field, because everyone would be equally shit.
Everyone would die. You would lose player after player.
Yeah, and not even that. It's just you lose fan after fan, probably to tetanus or some shit or monkeypox.
Honestly, I'd Texas Stadium, dude.
You'd play
go to a state where football is literally football is God there. So you would get interest at least for every team that plays.
Yeah. I would probably from a technology or amenity standpoint, probably Allegiant would be the best one, or
Allegiant too.
Yeah.
Allegiant. I mean, hell, even the Texans stadium, you really could use that. I mean, hell,
yeah.
So they want to see some other football than the Texans.
Reliant. Yeah. They'd be like, oh, some real teams this weekend. All right. Connor Akers says, the Washington Commanders have become a meme when they rely on a 19-year-old TikToker to become their social media correspondent. What's that all about? Washington.
I really don't like that fucking team name, dude. Commanders. I think it's so fucking terrible.
Yeah. Also, Katie Feeney is their new social media correspondent, and she's a TikToker with 10 million social. Okay.
Damn.
All right. She's our new social media correspondent. So she's going to have all the players doing that. Make it big, wear it big dance or whatever. That shit. I just started a TikTok 3 weeks ago and I already have 12,000 followers.
Are you serious?
Yeah. TikTok is.
I can't do it, bro. I can't do it.
Nah, man. What you do is just take a clip from one of your old shows every morning. What I do is I take one old video. I find 20 seconds of that video that's funny, and I just edit that. I post 2 in the morning. A couple of them have 1 million views already.
What?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. You convinced me.
Yeah, dude. I started it's stupid, TikTok, but it's also addictive. You go on there, there's a bunch of thoughts, fucking bending over. But you probably see you'll see football videos. You'll get on TikTok and you'll be on it for 20 minutes and you'll be like, what the fuck have I just done for the last 20 minutes? It's a rabbit hole of rabbit holes of rabbit holes. Like there's
I have an account. I posted one post to it and have not posted anything since. And that was like 3 years ago.
Go remember an old podcast that was funny and be like, all right, when did we talk about this? And just take like 20 seconds of your best moment. It's it's even easier. Go back into your analytics and look at a show and see when there's like a spike in
viewership.
Yep. And just be like, all right,
just take that.
Yep. And just take that and post it and you're done.
Shit. I feel like I need to hire somebody for that.
Yeah, maybe hire somebody. But the problem is like once you get to 10,000, like you can apply for the creator fund and then it's like $50 a month or some shit. So it's but it helps you with your footprint. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I can
my principles have like not allowed me to fuck with TikTok. I posted one post and I was like, I feel dirty. I feel like I did something wrong. And then I was just like, I'm never doing this. I'm not fucking with it no more. So I just haven't. And I've been like so against it because it's so like, it's just, to me, I've always felt like it was just throwaway media, just throwaway garbage media.
It is.
It feels like it, yeah.
But you get on there and you see some hoe twerking and you're like, all right.
I can watch.
Yeah, you're like, all right. I'm probably like
nobody
for me,
wants to see anyone twerk.
For me, there's a bunch of baseball tips on there, right? Like there's about a bunch of ways to like improve your swing and shit. There's other shit other than thoughts on there. Like say you're interested in crypto or insider stock tips, all that shit's on there. And it's all in like
but most of their stock tips are terrible though.
Right. But somebody made an account for Tree and he has 23,000 followers and Tree.
It's just like posting all my shit.
Yeah.
I think it's like 25.
I will pay somebody like $100 to just do that for me for like for a week, like $150, $200 to just clip up my fucking channel videos and post them on TikTok because I ain't doing that shit.
So we hired somebody for clickbait, but we haven't started it yet. I don't know what's up with that, but we'll see with that.
So anybody who's interested, y'all can fucking hit me up on my channel, hit up my email, hit up my Twitter. I will pay you to do it.
Yeah. Dan Young says if the NFL played all their games in one stadium, they should play in Jacksonville. At least a team with a winning record will call it home.
They all somehow found a way to lose, so be careful about that.
Hey man, them Jags, we finna hit it, baby. Doug P got us, baby.
Trevor Lawrence has to play his ass off because his salary is gone now because of that crypto.
He put it all in crypto. Like, dude, what are you doing?
Dumb as fuck. I knew that. I was seeing cats doing this, and I was like, but why?
The problem is like they saw was it going up and up and up, and the problem is they didn't take it out. And then
so on top of that, you when you take it out,
you pay taxes.
You got to pay taxes on it again.
And he's already paying taxes on what he's earned so far.
Yeah. Dumbasses.
Stupid. Dumbass. He was like, "Oh,
it makes sense if you're like." Makes sense if you're Russell Okung and you already have some money secure and you're your own agent, so you don't have to pay fees. But
yeah, you already done got your nut. You know what I mean?
What was the peak of Bitcoin? Right? What was
probably? I think like $65,000.
65. It's down
per Bitcoin. Now it's to 20, like 18. Let me check.
If it hits
what?
No, it's not down to 18. It was like 20 this
18
morning.
Would be like 20.
Yeah, it was 20
level.
Yeah, it was down to 20,500.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it tanked.
Yeah. No, it says
I blew like 25 grand on Bitcoin.
And then it was 65,000.
Listen, the first tank it had in like 2016, 2017. That's when I lost my.
When it gets down to like 15, let's hit that.
I'm in.
Let's hit it. Like when it's down to 15,
I put 100 in that bitch. Let me get 5 of them.
It was down to 18,948 in June 18th.
Okay, so say it. It'll never. I don't say it never gets back to 60, but it's gonna go back to like 30.
It'll get back up to 30.
Right, 35. Like you're gonna double your money and then you pull out. Like Tree's dad should have done. You pull out.
See, how do they even determine what the fuck the value of this shit is anymore? Like,
I think it depends on the type of coin it is. Like there are some base coins, like I think Ethereum, Bitcoin. I think there are a few others too. Like there were I think it was a quote unquote stable coin that like fell below $1 and everyone was panicking. And then there's the, everyone's joining the crypto scams. FaZe had one.
Oh, the scams are out of this
world.
The
halls. Yeah. And the problem is like they just like bing them in with coin, and then once people go in, it jacks up a little bit, they cash out, and then everyone else is left holding the bag, and it destroys the credibility of crypto.
That's a pump and dump.
It's a pump and dump. Easy pump and dump. And that was a thing last year.
That's why I was telling people like Elon Musk is not the genius I think he is. He is just a really smart scammer because he manipulated
everyone in Dogecoin
for like 3 years, then got everybody in the Dogecoin, manipulated that. I lost like 3,000 on Dogecoin because I thought he was going to do something. Saturday Night Live come, boom, the shit tanks. I'm like, oh my God, here we go.
Mm-hmm.
So, he backs out of Bitcoin with Tesla. So it's like he has been manipulating and scamming markets left and right. Nobody does anything. They say, oh, he's a genius. Like, no, he's a fucking
Celsius.
Scammer. He's a Nigerian scammer.
Elon Musk.
He is.
You don't play that football. Elon. You don't play that football.
Now I feel like I want to call him the Nigerian prince.
Yeah, he's the crown
I will
prince.
give you $20 million. I just need your routing and your bank number so I can pay the fee to unlock my money in the UK for $20,000 American USD.
You know how they scam you, right? If you're like a photographer, you know what they do? They're like, oh, I want to book you for $300. And then they accidentally pay you $3,000. And then they say, then they're like, oh, can you give me the $2,700 back in cash? And then you give them the $2,700 back. And then their transaction was false. And you get fucked.
You just paid them up.
Yeah, those motherfuckers are fucking devious as shit. They'll scam anybody. That's why all that shit, any call you get, don't fucking answer
anything.
Or
if I
email
don't got the
too.
number saved, I don't give a fuck who you are.
I remember my insurance company called and they were asking me, like, it was legit, but I was like, why are you asking me all these questions? I don't know you're my insurance company.
For real. Hey, dude,
one
time I got scared.
Yeah,
it was like maybe my last year in the league. I went to go visit my parents. I'm at my parents' house, and I get this fucking phone call, and it's like, "Hello, this is the IRS," and I'm like, "Oh shit!" I'm like, "Huh? We are calling to collect a debt." I'm like, "Whoa, what debt? What debt? What do I owe?" To confirm, please enter your social security number and your birth date. I was like, bitch, I ain't giving nobody my social security number. I hung that motherfucker. Y'all about to come get me.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If you're the IRS, you need to show up at my door. Okay.
Yeah, if you're the IRS, you already have my social security number.
And it's funny because right around that time, I guess a lot of people started getting those calls, and a lot of older people. A lot of less educated started giving up their social security numbers and birth dates. Identity gone immediately.
Yep. It's amazing that's all you need is the social and the
IRS never calls you. They only send you shit in the mail.
That shit happened to me this year. My tax attorney thought I got a credit and I didn't. And they just were like, yeah, you fucked up. Here, you owe us. Not only did you fuck up, you owe us a penalty and interest. And so the $1,800 credit turned into a $2,100 fine. I was like, "Fuck you!"
You know, they gave me the credits. I've never seen the money.
What?
I checked online. It said, "Boop, I got the credits." I'm like, "Well, I ain't got no direct deposit. I ain't got no checks. Well, it's only $1,800, so I don't give a fuck."
There's a way to. Well, whatever. I don't want to get into boring.
But I mean, when the IRS wants to give you money, You demand that they give it to you.
Yeah.
Well,
ask.
they're not given that unless you pry it from their cold hands.
Hey, they didn't give me one of my returns. I didn't even realize this from like 2015. 2015, they didn't give me my return. I called for my transcripts in like 2018, and they were like, "Hey, you got a unclaimed tax return for like 30,000." I was like, "Give me my fucking money now!"
No, I was
and I want interest on top.
Apparently, like the IRS never had my tax info in hand. Like they said it, but they never found it in their files, which is weird because I have an accountant that does it, and that's why it took me a long time to even get like the final amount for the closing check. So I had to get that the morning of the closing. I'm just sitting there like, okay, why is it taking so long?
The IRS is such a clusterfuck.
The IRS is oddly efficient when it needs to be. When you owe them money, they will bring the damn SWAT team.
Yeah.
When it actually involves something else, nope.
Yeah. When it's time
we're gonna need 30 days to get through this.
Right. When it's time, they're like a proctologist. When it's time to dig in your asshole, they got equipment. Like they just set up, they put 2 lights and they're like, all right, it's time to dig up this.
They walk in
asshole.
with the gloves on,
right,
just like
time to fucking get to business now. We getting up in that
need our money.
We taking that money from his sternum. Okay. Like we're getting that shit. That one guy says, I'm shocked that the Vikings fan base were not put in the broken tier on Thursday. We are calling doom, and the season hasn't even started yet. Yeah, Vikings fans are good. Oh, I gotta ask you, BJ. When you played, which was the worst fan base? Like when you were on the road, where you were like, "Fuck these motherfuckers."
Oh man, worst fan base. I mean, you gotta understand. We don't really pay that much unless it was a rival. We don't pay that much attention to fans, but I can remember specifically we had words with the Steelers and with the Jets, with their fans. We was like, we gonna fuck y'all up.
Steelers fans can be obnoxious.
All right. Was there ever a fan base that said something actually clever where you're like, that's not bad. That's not bad. Yeah, that was good.
Houston. We went to Houston last game of the season one year. And they were talking so much shit about our O-line when we were warming up. I started laughing.
They got you, right? Like,
I went up, gave the dude a fucking high five, and that was pretty good. That's funny as shit. He was talking about one of the backup center. What was his name? I forget his fucking name, but he said, "Oh, I can tell you don't fucking play."
And if you know the dude is trash, right?
He's like, yeah, this guy definitely doesn't play. Look at him. His tape looks clean. He doesn't. His jersey fits. His jersey's a little baggy. He doesn't wear this often. He sucks. Yeah, we know you suck. Yeah, you go over here and play on scout team while they get ready for the game because we know you're not playing. You're not playing, are you? Are you? Dude's just playing.
Here's a speaking of Steelers fans, Green Draco 313 thoughts on Claypool saying he's a top 3 wide receiver.
Ooh.
Dude, I don't know if Chase Claypool's even a top 3 wideout in the AFC North.
Jamar Chase flashes. He showed flashes.
Yeah, he shows flashes, but that's not top 3.
Tier. He's not top.
Jamar Chase, Deontay Johnson, Mark Andrews. There you go. 3 wideouts who are better than Chase Claypool right now in the AFC North.
Who's better than him on his team? Is he the number 1?
Deontay Johnson.
Okay, so one guy is already better than him on his team.
Yeah, I mean Claypool has talent, but people with talent aren't doing this first down right after a 4th down
2-minute drill,
like 35 seconds left. Nobody's
just
doing that.
Completely burning off your team.
Yeah.
And then he blames the lineman for trying to get the ball and showing
He's just Antonio Brown with less talent, right? Like
I think he's got better I think physically he's bigger than Antonio Brown.
Oh, yeah.
Taller, longer.
Antonio Maple Brown.
He's got the shitty attitude and all the things that suck about Antonio Brown with less talent. what's his name? Ben from Make-A-Wish. He was at the draft. He said Chase Claypool. He went up to Chase Claypool and was like, hey Chase, how you doing? And the guy was like, that's not me. And Chase Claypool denied that it was him.
Yeah. And then he was apparently dabbing him up once he made the selection.
Then once he found out that Ben was a Make-A-Wish recipient, he was like, oh, now I got to be cool to him. Like,
so he was fucking being an asshole, basically.
Yeah.
As I said, when I saw that name, it's like, yeah, that sounds like Claypool.
Yeah.
I'd rather be a respected player who's not considered great than a great player who nobody likes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like Tom Brady.
I don't know. I'd probably take being a great player. Nobody likes me anyways now.
You want your peers to respect you. If your peers don't respect you, then ain't no point.
That's true.
And your peers are going to respect you because you're good. But then they will speak of that respect to other peers because you're not a fucking dick. If you're a dick, they're going to say you're a dick first. And then they're going to say your game is on, no.
But he can play. But
he can play. Exactly.
Right. He's a dick. Dude can play, though. Illogical Canadian says 5 thoughts on Igor winning the Vezina. Yes, Igor Shesterkin has won the Vezina trophy.
Not surprised.
Best goalie of the year. Oh, did Austin Matthews won the Hart?
Probably. I know Sider was Calder.
Sider won the Calder, which is Rookie of the Year.
Not surprised by that either.
Cale Makar won the Norris.
Not surprised by that either. Selke, probably Bergeron.
Again?
It's always Bergeron. Bergeron or O'Reilly. Those are my two guesses.
Sportsnet has the winners. So Austin Matthews deserved. Cale Makar finished. Oh, Adam Fox wasn't even a finalist for the Norris. He finished 5th. Austin Matthews won the Ted Lindsay as well.
Yep.
Moritz Hot Dick and Cider won the Calder.
Yep.
And Bergeron did win the Selke.
That's always Bergeron, dude.
Suter won the Jack Adams. Interesting. Daryl Sutter.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Calgary had a really good year under his system, so it definitely makes sense.
He's always
Price with the Masterton, once again, makes sense considering the knee injuries and the rehab. Subban is really good with, humanitarian efforts. So, yeah, it makes sense.
I'm always amazed that Daryl Suter wins like Coach of the Year because you can barely understand him when he talks. Like, Ooch, did y'all ever have a coach that just talked and you could barely hear him, but you knew what was going on? You were just like, what? Okay, we'll do that.
I don't know, like couldn't hear him, like verbally couldn't hear what.
Like he just talked funny, and you were like, huh? I can't hear him, but I'll do what you say, man. Whatever. Like Daryl Sutter,
that's usually coaches when they get too hyped up.
They're just
hyped up. They start slurring and spitting, and you're like, "What the fuck is he talking about?" All right, I got you, coach.
Yeah. I'll do what you want, man, for sure. Dan Young says also, what are the odds of another successful Metting? 2-1, 3-1? I don't know. What's the score in that game?
I mean, I don't know, man. I mean, Atlanta's coming in hot.
They've won
what? 14-16?
The reason why you win the games in April, so you don't have to win them in September. Yeah. So the Mets are fine. I always say that.
Once they get Scherzer and DeGrom back, I think they'll be okay.
Atlanta's going to cool off. Listen, it's a pennant race, okay? There's been epic races where both teams have 100+ wins, right? I mean, the Yankees are good, but they're going to feel heat. They're going to feel heat at some point from anyone. I mean, let's look at the standings right now. Let's look at these damn standings. MLB standings.
Texas Rangers doing anything?
The Texas Rangers
they're middle of the road.
They are mid as fuck.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm a Braves fan. Fuck Texas.
Yeah.
I'm from Texas, but fuck Texas.
You're not happy with Texas lately. I get it. National League. The Braves are coming on, but the Mets have a .652 winning percentage, right? That's going to be tough to beat.
Ooh.
It's going to be tough to beat. Even with the Brave, the rest of the NL East did them a favor for a long time by sucking ass. Now the real race begins.
Mhm.
Boy, the NL West is tough too, man.
Yeah, the NL West is a gauntlet. The AL West is just it's a mess.
Yeah,
Like
AL
it's
West,
Houston, and then the
trash.
Angels were all right, then they collapsed, and it's just
yeah.
Mariners
Central's
punching the
going to be
fans
a
in the
dog
dick
fight,
again.
even though the Tigers and the Royals suck
Yeah,
shit.
the AL Central's it's just what team sucks less?
Oh
Is it
my
Minnesota,
God.
Cleveland, or Chicago?
The NL Central's pretty weak too.
Yeah,
I mean,
the AL East is really strong.
Pittsburgh is in third place with 27
Yeah.
wins.
Mhm.
And not far behind them is the Reds, a team that started 4 and what?
3 and
Like-
23. I mean,
Yeah, they
they've been
started 3 and
500
23.
since.
And now they have 23 wins.
Boy, they need them 120 games a season. Shit.
Like
that's
they're
the
not even
thing.
dead last anymore. It's the A's.
What it like football, the season is like over before, like if you have a bad stretch in football, you're fucked. In baseball,
Yeah.
I mean the Braves had a bad stretch, or the Nats had a bad stretch and still won the World Series.
Oh, they were bad for 2 months.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Braves were like barely sitting at 500 at the midway point.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I was at one of the World Series games. Shoot, that shit was hot. Woo!
Dude, playoff baseball is intense.
Playoff baseball
man.
go hard. I don't even like. I mean, I don't watch baseball but I watched it more after being at one of them World Series games. I was like,
yeah.
yo, this shit is intense.
Yeah.
These cats is over here. I mean, it
That's
takes
why
extreme skill to do what them cats do, even though they ain't running like basketball players and football players. Like, bro, hitting the ball, throwing them pitches, like.
dude, I thought I was like decent in baseball, and then we went out and played those kids, like those D1 studs. I was like, man, I ain't decent as shit.
I ain't shit.
Yeah, I ain't fucking shit. These motherfuckers are good. I did hit a foul ball though, and I hit a pop up on the infield. So I don't think I'm garbage, but I'm not.
But you can make you made contact.
I did make contact, but like, trust me, it was rough.
Yeah, I mean, dude, it was bad for me too.
It's like I don't know how to explain it.
It's like you think you're getting a hang of it, and then it's like, nope. That's pretty much how
they
it
change
goes.
the pitches. Then they stop throwing their soft balls.
Yeah,
I mean, softballs is once they get the off speed.
The first game they really went after us. Like the sock puppets did not take it easy on us at all, especially that first inning. Like they were throwing like the kid was throwing sliders and curveballs and junk. I was like, man, fuck y'all, dude. I already suck. Like imagine Uche if some like YouTuber was like, yo, we gonna play football full pads, and you were just like, yeah, I'm gonna fucking light your shit up first. Well, yeah, let me do a
I'll give you guys 1 quarter.
Right.
You're gonna feel the pain though.
Right. You want to find out what it's like? Mm-hmm. Like I always think about that. I was like, I would have no business on an NFL football field anywhere.
No. I
It's
wouldn't
funny
even
though
be able to sell
because
them.
honestly, like I would not suit up and play football with anybody, regardless, unless I'm getting paid.
Really?
Because that's how I mean. Because it's at the end of the day, like if you're a professional, then I'm not going to like get on the field and risk injuring myself with amateurs.
Yeah, I get that. I get that. But baseball, it's practice. Like it's like, all right, you
baseball's
suck.
different.
Yeah, like because you can practice as a pitcher without anybody out there. It's just even funnier when some YouTubers out there trying to hit your shit, you know. So it's a little different in baseball. Like in the NFL, like you know, if you hitting you're risking injury for almost every drill, right? Like in football.
Come on, dude. Like, and especially being as a retired player, I'm gonna need like an hour to warm up. Real talk. And it's gonna be a slow warm up. It's gonna be some stretching.
All right,
doing some jogging.
So for when we do this 7-on-7 tournament out in Vegas, you're gonna be at the craps table, is what you're saying, and you'll be like, "Oh,
hey,
you
know what I told Justin? I was like, shoot, we can be opposing coaches.
That's what I'm saying. Like, so if say 40 people show up, right? That's 40 divided by 7. How many teams is that?
That's about eight with
teams?
if you get 2 more.
Okay, so 42 people show up. We have 8 teams. Okay. No, that's 56. Wait. 42 divided by 7. 6 teams. Okay. I was thinking what we do is we have owners, right, for each team, and then we draft the team the night before, and then you go with your squad. Someone said this in the group chat. It's like, all right, now you part of your team. Now you go out with your squad, and y'all party together, and y'all bond, and you film all that for vlogging and shit. And then the next day you meet up and you play with each other. And then Ooch and you and Justin or anybody that doesn't want to play like me because my knees are fucked. Like I would be like, all right, let me just call the plays and shit and coach.
Yeah, I'm gonna be out there. I'm just gonna be head coaching it. I'm gonna have a big dip in my mouth, and I'm just gonna be walking up and down the sideline.
I'm gonna have.
I'm not doing no routes. I'm not. No, none of that.
You know, weed's legal in Vegas, right? So we just
okay. Well, then I'm gonna have a blunt.
You're gonna be fucking baked.
I will forget what is happening.
It's like you in Canada. You were nothing but baked for 3 days.
Ooch and I will be coaching against each other, being like, "What is going on? Like, did you see what happened? I don't give a
Hail
fuck."
Mary.
It's gonna be us, man. Like, next time you roll a doobie, make sure you get more, and then you could win the game.
I'll come out.
Hail Mary. Hail Mary.
Dude, Vegas is so awesome. What a move. What a strong move by Las Vegas. They're like, hey, I got an idea. Let's make weed legal here. And everyone's like,
bro. And it was easy. They did it in a heartbeat.
Yeah. Because the casinos were like, fuck yeah. Dude, some dude come in there with a stack, high as fuck, is going to empty that stack.
Oh, he's going to just drop all of it. He ain't going to remember what he's trying to bet on.
Yeah.
Like, fuck, what did I call on this one?
I remember one time we were playing poker and I couldn't even remember. I was too high. I couldn't even remember who was winning the hand. I was like, fuck. The problem with poker when you're high is like you have to look at the cards like every time. You're like, what do I fucking
Yeah, you got to look every time a card comes out. You're like, wait, what cards do I got again?
Right. It's not a tell. I just don't remember what the fuck I have.
Hey, dude, remember when I was high? I was so high one time on this show, I fell asleep while we were live. I was just like,
I think I remember that.
I remember you smoking in the green room.
I was fighting it for like 10 minutes, like, and I was just like,
I think that was one of the weekly recaps.
Yeah, it was one of the tier makers. I was like, ooch. All right, we're just gonna go through. I was like, because the show got like really quiet. I was like, oh, okay.
I'm just like,
and then I looked over. It's so funny how this is not real, but it's like so close to real. Like, it's like if you were in a team meeting and you just fell asleep, like I'd be like, ooch, wake up.
Somebody kicked my chair and like, fuck up.
Oh, I got a story for you today before we wrap up.
Yeah. So
I went to the gym today. Right. I got all geared up. Leg day. You got to get psyched up for leg day, right? Had my headphones in, I was walking in. I was like, yeah, we're going to fucking tear up this fucking leg day. And I walk in and there's like this faint smell of like bleach. I'm like, something's up. And like bleach and death. And so like I'm walking and I see, all right, there's like a trail of mops like headed back to the gym. And I usually go to the back because there's like this outdoor area that's really nice. And I start approaching. So I make it to the first stretch. There's a trail of mops. And I turn the corner and now there's a trail of like those yellow, like do not. And the gym is packed, right? There's motherfuckers everywhere. It's noon. Everybody's in there. I walk to my section and I look at the ground and there is a pile of shit on the ground. And I'm not talking diarrhea. I'm talking chocolate chip fucking shit. And then I look down further and it is Hansel and Gretel level trail of shit leading all the way back to the fucking.
Somebody got too excited on the
spot. I was like, and then this one employee, Carol. So I'm like, why have y'all not shut down the gym? So, and they've got it marked off with like cones and shit, like it's an evidence locker, like a crime scene, like because it must have just happened. And then I look, so this one gym employee, Carol, I look at her and she just looks at me and goes, yeah, he moved around a lot. And I was just like, I'm fucking out of here. And I just fucking left immediately. I was like, leg day is canceled.
Yeah, I would not work out after that.
I was like, no way. And then the smell, then I started understanding what the smell was. So it was bleach and shit just hitting my olfactory. I was like, nah.
There were
we
people
done.
still working out in there?
People were still, there was classes. They still hadn't even got, like, it was like right after the car flipped over. Like, that's how fresh this scene was. And I was like, I wonder what this dude looks like. Obviously, he had shorts on, right? Obviously, it was a he, because ain't no woman ever shit. Like, a woman would like find a corner.
Like, bro, why didn't you go use the bathroom before you came out to lift?
So then on my way walking back, like I put together the crime scene. Like the dude, so in the back where he started shitting, there was a bathroom like 10 feet from him, but I guess he didn't know that. He ran like a good 100 yards through the gym shitting all the way to the locker room.
Oh, no.
He must have been a cast member of Jackass. Like, this was awful.
It has to be Impractical Jokers. Just watch it be an Impractical Jokers episode.
I was like, I am out.
And then return to that.
So 4 o'clock today, I got the urge. I was like, man, I can't skip leg day. And I was like, but nope, I'm not going back there for at least 24 hours. Y'all got the bacteria.
Hey, just do some squats in place. You know what I mean?
The aura
some lunges,
trail.
some squats. Guy.
Everyone's getting dysentery from that shit.
Because like, that's disgusting. Like, you're not even supposed to keep the business open. That's like biohazard for real.
Yeah, like it's one thing to shit in the pool, right? Like the pool has chlorine in it. This motherfucker shit, like he shit ran from the fuck. Like I was like, yo, dude, like you can't do that. Like if you're shitting yourself, you need to isolate. You need to stay in one spot. You need to stop, drop, and roll, motherfucker.
For real, you need to just find a trash can.
Get a trash can and then just go in there.
Can.
How much do you think that dude weighed? Because these were piles of shit like this big, like, and they were like,
bro. But I mean,
guess it's probably like, I would guess probably around 170, 160 pounds. It's probably some really light dude too.
You think it was a light dude? I'm thinking
usually I was doing free weight squats. Thought they was hot shit. And you know, when you push, I mean, come on, man. When you're trying to stand up in the squat, you're supposed to squeeze your cheeks together and push through your.
Wouldn't that prevent the shit?
Prevent it, right? But if you're, if you're like too wide in your base, then them cheeks can't touch.
Yeah, like if it's like that, you're dumping out.
Now
it had to be like a hernia, and then just like maybe there was a puncture, and then like doing the squat kind of freed it up, and then like whoosh, like Niagara Falls, but with shit.
And that's why that means he's lifting more with his back because he's lifting the weight. It means his back is bending forward, so when he's pushing up, you're pushing through your ass.
How do we know
instead of standing up, pushing through your?
How do we know he was squatting? Maybe he was doing one of these. You know that shit where you take the bar and thrust up.
Oh no! Oh,
can you imagine? You're doing that, but you're doing a heavy weight, and now you're pinned down, and you're just shitting all over the floor. Oh, the dumpster fire! This was an epic one, right here. Illogical Canadian says this story describes the Jets season. Yeah, just a trail of poop streaked along.
That's every year too. It's the gift that keeps on giving.
I am never going back to Shitagra Falls, as Hiei says. Shitagra Falls.
We went from talking about Deshaun Watson to a big old pile of shit. So what's the real difference there?
What's the worst thing you've ever seen at the gym, Tree? Because this today topped it for me.
Yeah, I don't think I've gotten anything as bad as that. I'm trying to think the worst thing I've seen at the gym.
Yourself in the mirror?
Worst thing I've seen is a motherfucker.
Well, I mean, that's a given. That's every day, though, man.
You seen what, Uche? What's the worst you've seen?
The worst I've seen is a cat throw up while he was doing squat, but he was doing like 650 pounds.
Throw up, I can handle. Okay, like
which was no big deal. Everybody's just like, okay,
it's acidic, right? It's non-bad, like
stuff happens,
right? It just smells bad, right? And it's usually contained to one area. Nobody throws up and runs to the locker room at the same time.
God, you know he's running the whole time like,
I I was morbidly curious.
That is. I have had nowhere near that.
Does that guy also? The second question is: does he get banned for life from the gym? Like, is he?
If it's accidental, maybe, but like, I don't know.
He gets banned for the rest of that month for his own like peace of mind. Look, the next time you walk in here, you don't want people remembering that just fucking 24 hours ago you would shit half the building. Like, stay away for a month, come back, and you'll be fine. Nobody's going to remember. I mean, they'll remember, but they're not going to say nothing.
They're not. Well, nobody's going to really put two and two together.
Yeah, they're not going to put it together. But
I've never.
Like, it's something you laugh about in a few years, like in that regard. You talk about it at dinner. It's like, I remember the time when I shit like all over the gym, and then you have a laugh about it over a couple glasses of wine, and then you end up randomly shitting yourself during the conversation. So hey,
you laugh too hard after that, and you're gonna shit everywhere.
That shit was not funny.
I'm sorry.
I almost took a picture of it just because I wanted, that internet clout, but I was like,
no.
Put this on TikTok.
Listen, man, it looked like I was expecting, because I smelled the shit. Like, the shit hit me. I was expecting a streak of diarrhea, right? I was like, okay, nah, man, that shit was it was Rocky Road. Just a scoop of Rocky Road. Like, in the middle, I was like, nah, man, this is fucked up, yo. You are not allowed in public for the rest of your life if you do that.
I mean, get a haircut before you come back, all right? Look a little bit different before you come back, please.
Grow a mustache.
I was very upset. I
feel you.
All right. We made it an hour. We talked about Deshaun Watson. We talked about some shit. We talked about the Rocky Road.
The Rocky Road.
That was the Rocky Road. I saw my neighbor too, and we made eye contact. I tried to warn her, but I was leaving. I was like, "Don't go." I was like, "Nah, you gonna find out on your own." There was a whole class of old ladies back in the back gym just fucking working out. I was like, man, they about to get
contained built. You know, like the shit particles that you can't even see from when they hit the ground,
all in the
that are just floating in the air. People are breathing it in.
I mean, if you smell it, you're breathing it.
Fuck.
Oh yeah. I mean, there's
like you have to aerate that building. You need to close for a couple hours.
Yeah, they might not be open tomorrow. You know, MRX.
They shouldn't be open tonight. They need a professional, a fumigator.
What's this? Never thought I'd see the day a Shark Girl VTuber reach 4 million. Who's that? Also, Braves are on a hot streak, playing some good games. I don't even know who that is. And DDRM ST Pro says that's one way of leaving a breadcrumb trail back home. Well, I'm glad he could find his way back to the gym. Hopefully he doesn't. Dude, that shit pissed me off so bad, dude.
That's so wild.
Today of all days, leg day. I was about to join him too. I was gonna be like, it was gonna be like a scene from Billy Madison. I was like, shitting your pants is cool. When he pees
shitting your pants is cool. Consider yourself.
Yeah, I would have shit myself just to let him know he's solidarity. All right, Ooch, what you got going on, man? We got to get up. Football season soon. It's good for you to pop in, during the off
yeah, for sure. Like anytime there's some big football news, want me to jump on, let me know. I just dropped a video kind of detailing the whole situation with Deshaun Watson. I've got a number of videos on his situation over the past year, so just kind of updated on that. But I got that up there. We had a pretty good live stream yesterday we talked about the trans women being banned from swimming, just our thoughts on that, and Vince McMahon and his transgressions. So
he's being ousted, right? What's the story with that?
He's stepping aside because they're investigating the relationship he had with the paralegal that worked for the WWE, and this woman who he was having an affair with. He paid $3 million in hush money to. Now they're not going after the hush money necessarily because he claims that he didn't use any of WWE money on that.
But it's all WWE money.
She was getting enormous promotions over the time when they were together. Promotions that gave her income that far exceeded what she should have been making, even in the best case scenario.
She must have been.
So she was making probably close to 7 figures a year for something that she shouldn't have been making 7 figures a year for.
Yeah, that's how they get them.
Good top. She was topping Vince off. That's what she was.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So that's where they're trying to get him, because I mean, I think they can look at that and say, hey, that's embezzlement or some sort.
Yeah. Kevin Von Michael Magnum, what up, guys? What's the worst guy who unloaded his bowels in What's worse, the guy who unloaded his bowels in FPV's gym, or the Tennessee Volunteers baseball team blowing a lead to lose in the Super Regionals? Yeah, Tennessee talked all that shit all year,
and then they blew it.
Never didn't make it. They had the best.
They lost
players.
to Notre Dame.
Yep, they had the best players. They had the best pitcher. They had Ben Joyce. Guy throws 105 miles an hour. Ooch, if you thought 85 was hard to see, this dude threw 105.
I don't know how you throw 105 miles per hour, though. That's ridiculous.
So the thing with the ball, right?
Go by you.
So the ball, when you're hitting, you anticipate it dropping, right? Because gravity takes over. Well, with 105, it doesn't drop. It continues to stay. It optically looks like
it rides up. It rides up the air. It rides up the air.
So if you swing at it, it's not where you expect it to be. Anyways, you just have to get lucky as fuck to hit that ball. That's all I have to say about that. Anyways, Tree, what you got coming out?
Well, I'm finally working on the baseball vlog. I should have that out tomorrow, so I'm getting that done. I just want to say a quick shout out to my editor Sheng. He was supposed to do it, but unfortunately he got in a severe car accident.
Oh no!
Unfortunately, dealt with has some major injuries. Unfortunately, so get better soon, buddy.
Get well soon, friend.
Absolutely, man.
Yeah. I have a video coming out on this minor league pitcher Dave Shutkowski, who was shot and killed back in 1995.
Oh,
yeah, it's a long time ago, but it's really interesting. It's a really interesting story because his teammate actually found the killer. It's
shit.
Yeah, it's a crazy story, and it's been buried because he was a replacement player. So the team doesn't actually give a shit about him or what happened. Yeah. It's a really interesting story, and no one's ever covered it. So
it's non-union. So.
Yeah. It's really amazing.
That's when you find out that it's your friend who looked out for you, who wouldn't give up.
Well, what's even more interesting is like the guy who found his killer really didn't know him either. He was just like, I need to find out who did this. Just like me today at the gym, I was like, I need to see this man.
I need to know who did this.
I need to get to the bottom of this.
Look for the guy sneaking away in the back.
I'm just looking for the guy with the stain on his shorts. I'm be like, that's the guy right there. I know it was you. All right. Let's go ahead and get on out of here. Yeah. End the show. Thanks, everyone. Thanks for all the mods, and we'll see you next week.